Hi there, my name is Athel and this is a top 5 thoughts video where I not so much review a book I like so much as give you my top 5 thoughts I was having as I was reading it. And today's book, The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon, one of my favorite books. Pretty readable, pretty light. I blew through it in about a couple of hours. And the subtitle being 10 Rules to Fuel Your Life, Work and Team with Positive Energy. So in short, it's a law of attraction book, and there are hundreds of law of attraction books. So probably the one that you most know of or familiar with is The Secret. Compared to The Secret, this is far more grounded and practical and relatable. The Secret was very pie in the sky, very airy-fairy. Just think about positive things and magically wonderful things will happen to you. This is far more grounded and practical in the sense of energy is, the things that you do. It's what you spend your time on. It's what you spend your energy on. It's what you actually create with your work, and things either that you do and experience either positively influencing you or negatively influencing you. They're either raising your energy or lowering your energy. So the food you eat either makes you feel better or feel worse. The people you hang out with are either making you feel better or feel worse. And the things you do either make you feel better and feel worse. And that's something I've pretty much internalized, and it's been part of my work for quite a while. In fact, if you read that book, The Mindful Attraction Plan, you'll see a lot of the energy bus kind of thoughts, kind of under the hood ticking away there. And it also has that sense of that the negativity itself is the thing that you're fighting against rather than the negative people. So that's kind of thought 5. And that flows into thought 4, which is no energy vampires allowed. And that's simply accepting and saying that, you know what, there really are some people that are just going to be horrible drains on you. They're simply here to take energy. They're not here to really contribute anything. And you're carrying them through life, through the workplace, through the friendship, whatever it is. And you are going to be so much better off simply cutting them and not having to deal with them anymore. And that's a pretty bold, dramatic thing to say. That sometimes you're just better off firing people and not having to deal with them. And that's certainly true for some workplaces. I mean, I'm sure you can think of that there are some people who, when they don't come to work, everyone does better. They come in and they supposedly do things and help and contribute and whatever, but at the end of the day your team performs so much worse, and the days they don't come in everyone performs so much better. So it's like they actually do negative work. So cutting the energy vampires from your life and your team or whatever is actually a really good thing. Thought number 3, and the book is a little bit schizophrenic on this point, but it's something that I was taking from it, is that there really are energy coaches, and there are groups of people that are really positive and there are groups of people that are really negative, and within those groups the group is most affected by the energy level of the leader. So a positive energy leader tends to create a positive energy group, and a negative energy leader tends to create a negative energy group. And this is really important, especially when you are trying to change from a negative energy group to a positive energy group when you've been that leader. If you've been a negative leader and you have negative team members, there has to be some sort of bridging the gap moment where you change from positive and allow them to change into something more positive too. Though sometimes they will never change and you've got to cut them from the group. So it's the sort of the schizophrenic approach of, yes, you're fighting their negative energy, but also you've been the leader and you've created the negative energy and now you're positive, and how long do you wait? If you're not the leader, and you've got to bear in mind, this is a management styled book, one of these business management styled books. So there is the assumption that you are the leader and you're not the person who is, working retail. The truth is too, if you are someone fairly low on the pecking order, it's almost impossible for you to change the energy culture of the group. If you're the CEO or you're the director or the manager and you're in charge of a team or a group or whatever, then sure, absolutely you can change the energy of the group. But if you're down the pecking order and you are having to report to all these negative Nellies above you, it's almost impossible to change the energy of the group. And sometimes you just gotta leave. And they will look at you like you're this energy vampire that is causing trouble and is making trouble and is not performing correctly and not doing what they want. They're going to see you as the problem. Sometimes you really do just have to leave the group. It is so much easier to leave to a new place, start over, start fresh, as opposed to trying to change a huge organizational structure when you have no power in that organizational structure. Thought number 2, and this was a line in the book, and I think it's really important, and the line is, people are always buying you and your energy. And that's certainly true. And I can see that for myself. The days where I feel particularly good and I'm particularly up, these are far more likely the days where I get positive comments, I get people interested in coaching, I get people responding, that the book's helped. And the days I feel particularly down or negative, I will get not a damn positive response from anyone. And that sense of, yes, people really are buying you and your energy is true. The trouble is, and they didn't really touch on this at all, when you have positive energy, you are also going to attract the energy vampires into your life. Sure, you're going to attract people who want to give you positive comments, but then you'll also attract the vampires as well. So if you go back to thought number 4, no energy vampires on your personal bus. Well, the trouble is that you also attract energy vampires when you have a lot of positive energy. So there's always this delicate balance between, okay, I have this positive energy and I'm seeing people finally respond, but you also have to pick through that sometimes to see who exactly is interested in you. And I also find on the days I'm particularly up and I get a lot of positive comments or whatever, those can also be the days when you get some of the most negative and hateful comments or people seeking to advantage themselves by hooking themselves onto your coattails or whatever. So it's a very delicate balance. And the way that I tend to think of all of this is that there is an energy economy in your life. There are things that you can do that are going to raise your energy. There are things that you can do that are just going to spend it for no reason. You can have far more of a positive influence on your own energy in your life and those around you when you have a leadership position. If you don't have a leadership position, it makes it a whole lot harder. That yes, people really do buy your energy and buy into what you say and do based on your a level of high energy and attractiveness. And sometimes that's going to have positive results and sometimes that's going to attract those energy vampires. So it is really trying to see all of this as a big picture thing where there is an energy economy. And that means it's just simply being mindful and paying attention to, okay, what are you spending your energy on? What can you spend it on? And what is actually getting you some kind of positive response? So the book is not particularly perfect. It has some really good thoughts. But the true takeaway from this is that there is an energy economy that you're part of. And it's not quite so simple as you think positive thoughts and do good things, you're going to get a positive response. Because it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag at times. And thought number 1, and now I have seen this in just hundreds of coaching clients, hundreds of them, that despite this being a management book, and they allude to it a little bit in the story arc in the book, But there is a real interplay between your performance at work and your happiness at work and your ability to perform and your home life and the quality of your relationship and the quality of your family life. And one can really affect the other. And if one tends to improve, I've often seen the other one improve as well. Like plenty of guys that come to me for marriage advice and to make the relationship better. And we can have a real focus on that. But what we often find is slowly but surely all the things that they're learning for their relationship also applies in a way to their career and their job performance. And especially if they are business owners, the marriage advice and relationship advice can really flow into their business, and they can have a much better time of things at work. The same things that make their wife respond better are making their employees and clients respond better. And I've also seen, crashes at their career really play into crashes in their home life. But that interplay between home and business life is really, really true, really valid. So that's about it. So those are my 5 thoughts. Thought number 5, it's just a law of attraction book, but it's a far more pragmatic one. Thought 4, no energy vampires allowed. Sometimes you just got to punt people from your life and from your team to be better off. Number 3 being the energy culture, and then where you sit in that culture, that really depends how much influence you can have over it. Thought number 2 of people always buying you and your energy, and that sense of there's an energy economy. And thought number 1, your home life and your business life have a really close tie to each other. And that's about it. Gonna leave it there. This is a good, quick, easy read. If you've never read anything on the law of attraction type stuff, this is a good starting point. And I will catch you next time. Catch you later.